Welcome to Fun and Games Side Quests. Every episode is a different host sharing a video game they love and why they love it.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Hans Martin Jr., your Real Movie Critic, co-host of the Real Movie Critic versus the Cineguide podcast at CertainPOV.com. So I know I've been here before, mainly about fighting games and also a Ninja Turtles game. But today I'm coming in something very completely different. I'm also a big fan of sports video games too. But this one in particular, I really enjoy, not only because it's different, but it's also a lot of fun. And yes, I am talking about NBA Street Volume 2. A little background for me, when I grew up back in the city of Boston, playing street games of basketball at the parks or whatever, it's always a big deal for me. And that's why when these games came out, it's definitely, not only is it something fun and good and special, but it does relate to the people who started their playing careers back in the parks or the streets over there, whether it's in New York, Philly, Boston, or whatever, And so this game was no different, and it really brings up the style of play too, where it's all about the flash and the pretty alley-oop dunks, the crossovers, all the little tricks and stuff. Pretty much what you see from like an N1 street game. If y'all don't know what I mean, look it up. N1, that was the thing. And so that's what it reminded me of. But the reason I like this game in particular is because, well, number one, they brought in the real legends in this game, which I really enjoyed. I mean, you're talking about Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Dr. J, Larry Legend. I mean that by Larry Bird. And yeah, they brought in the old school guys. Even, Bulls Michael Jordan was in this as well, which is very rare for Michael Jordan to be in a video game, but he was in there. And so, as the format of the game goes, it's 3-on-3, and when you get a lot of style points at the beginning, it could create like big plays that could double up the points when you score a basket or something like that. And if my memory serves correctly, I think the games were like up to 11 or something like that. And so, yeah, and you could pick many, many of the NBA players that were playing during that time, which you're talking about like mid 2000s, and yeah, you could create a lot of these lineups. Me personally, one of my favorite lineups that I like to use was Allen Iverson, mainly for the style points, a lot of the style points. Paul Pierce for the shooting, and of course I have a little Celtics bias as well. And Yao Ming, because that guy was tall and he could block shots. Sometimes I use Shaq, but Yao Ming really could block shots and stuff. And yeah, that was the team I normally use and things, and especially with Allen Iverson. One of my favorite street moves I'd like to do was called off the heezy, where you bounce a ball off the opponent's head. It is always so funny when you use it, because it makes a little noise going like, whoa. And so, yeah, I like using that type of style, going, whoa, and then going for a layup or a dunk or whatever. I mean, anybody could dunk in this game and dunk crazily. And another reason why I really, really, really enjoyed this game, it's mainly because once I started my days in college, that was one of the games I really enjoyed playing against other people. And, it was just a good time. After we're done with classes, I lived in the dorm rooms, and we're like, hey, man, anybody want to play some street? And we just throw it on and just have a lot of fun. And one of my favorite things, when I know I was about to win, I'd be like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's what you call a game. And one of my favorite things in that video game was when you have that game-winning dunk, it breaks the rim. and yeah, so it just reminds me of Shaq or Daryl Dawkins or whatever when they used to do that. And yeah, it's always that much fun. To me, that's basketball when you like to have fun and things. Yeah, and there's other things too in the game that I really enjoyed. Like you could do a career mode in this too, where you could create yourself a character. And, of course, I try to create one that looks like me. And, yeah, have your team and really work your way up to be legendary status. And I remember earning the nickname Cosmic because I guess I like to fly in the air a lot, like Cosmic. I guess, I don't know. The game gave it to me. It's not my name. But yeah. And I really did enjoy a lot of these street games because they also made one for football and for soccer as well. But I think this one really, really, made it fun for me. It's the most memorable one for me. It's, my love for basketball is definitely there. And that game really surplants it to really enjoy what you're doing and playing ball. That's the main thing. And yeah, I kind of wish they make more of these games, but, they kind of don't make them anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, so that is my love for NBA Street Volume 2. All right, guys, thank you for listening, and happy gaming.
Man, that movie was excellent.
It really was. Totally blew my expectations away.
I know, right? Now I really want to tell everyone about it. But I'm not sure how.
Yeah. If only there was a podcast dedicated to reviewing films and discussing the latest news and trailers on upcoming films. That would be nice.
Yes, for sure. And we can call it The Cineguy Show.
What? No. It will be called Real Movie Critic Unleashed.
No. How about Cineguy featuring Real Movie Critic?
How about the Real Movie Critic and his sidekick, the Cineguy?
CG and RMC.
RMC and CG!
The Real Movie Critic versus the Cineguy. Only at CertainPOV.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
You're going down, critic.
Bring it on, guy.
CPOV.
CertainPOV.com.